So someone mentioned in the last video, hey Max, what's this game actually about? And I thought to myself, I haven't really explained it in a while. So what actually is Radio Silent? Well, it's an open world multiplayer stealth shooter set in an alternative universe of World War II. You work with your friends deep behind enemy lines. You're cut off from the main front and you don't have a lot of resources to work with, but you have to sabotage, assassinate, disrupt and destroy things belonging to the Hellstig Empire. If you want to learn a little bit more about the lore and the backstory of Radio Silent, my last devlog went into that in a little bit of detail. Because you're stuck behind enemy lines, you also have to be very stealthy and work with the local population to achieve your goals. I think the game's going to be very exciting and unique and brings a lot of new things to the table. Anyway, enough about that. What we're talking about today is guns. And the first thing I'm going to show you today is this data table. Magnificent, isn't it? Look at all those boxes and numbers. This is basically where all of the weapons get their functionality from. I've created a really well optimized system to handle how weapon mechanics work. Basically, all of the weapons calibrate their mechanics using this data table. They'll take some of the points from there. So for instance, we've got accuracy, damage, recoil, and speed. And these 4 categories make up how proficient the weapon is. Each of these categories are scored out of 5 and they are all added up to either be 6, 9, 12 or 15. Their total score kind of dictates the rarity, so like most video games we kind of use a color-based system to show what the rarity and the quality of that weapon is. So it goes green, blue, purple and then orange. So each of these categories change the way that the weapon behaves, right? So the recoil, depending on the number, if it's a higher number then it will have less recoil, and if it's a lower number it'll have more recoil. Some weapons will just have more of a range of recoil. So for example, a submachine gun might have loads of recoil because it's firing bullets so quickly, whereas a pistol might not have as much recoil. All of these categories apply to all of the weapons and they all have different characteristics drawn purely from this data table, which I think is pretty cool. If we ever need to change things or balance things later on in the future, we can simply just edit some of these boxes. And also implementing weapons, we want to have quite a lot of weapons in this game. It's going to be super easy to just make a new line in the data table here. So this is all cool and everything, but we're going to be throwing all of this out. We've recently hired Amber to the team, and in my last Hydroneer video, you may have heard me mention about her. She's basically been creating all the Hydroneer characters, but she's also working on all of the Radio Silent weapons. And one of the skills she brings to the table is the fact that she can conceptualize things pretty damn well. So we're creating an entire line of fictional weapons, all from different weapon manufacturers and having different personalities based on these manufacturers. What we're doing here is we're taking real life weapons and kind of taking some small characteristics from them and then adding in loads of creativity to create brand new weapons that look like they've got a lot of character but don't look like anything similar to what's in the world right now. I'll probably be talking a little bit more about these weapons as we add them in these videos. If you are interested in learning more about Radio Silent, I'm also doing weekly live streams. Every Tuesday at 8 PM BST, I'm here on this YouTube channel doing some Magica voxel or level design for Radio Silent. In these streams, I'm making things for the game, but I'm also looking at some of the user creations that people have submitted. So if you're interested in learning more about that and maybe even contributing towards the game, feel free to check out some of the links in the description below, which go into that in a little bit more detail. Thanks for watching everyone, and I will see you all next month.